Go ahead and go to calls. We've got, okay, and Mike and Austin. You're on the air.
Hello, I am from the Austin Stone. I'm sure you know the church.
Okay.
And I welcome you to join it. We've got a great church, and we're pretty much by the book. And I've helped many lost souls find their way, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, we're not lost. Don't have a soul.
Wait, is this just a call to advertise your church?
Well, I just wanted to start off by welcoming you to join, if you want.
Well, thank you.
It sounds like you obviously don't belong to one now, do you?
No, you're right.
You're right. We don't.
But thank you for the invite.
But you did one time, didn't you?
I did.
Yes, I did as well.
So you didn't feel any warmth when you sang the hymns or listened to sermons or anything?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with whether
I
the
came to the
theology is
conclusion
true or
that
not.
feelings are not God.
Yeah.
So why exactly did you quit?
Well, I quit because I did a lot of research into how the Bible came to exist and also into church history, how the church came to exist. And when I realized that, in my view, I couldn't find anything to substantiate that there was a hand of God involved, I began to question the authority of the church and of the Bible. And at that point, I stopped being a Christian, but I maintained theism for about another 10 years while I searched to try to find out then if the Bible is a man-made book, and if the church founded upon Jesus is based on that Bible and it's a man-made institution, then what really is God, and what would God want me to do? And so I aimed my search more toward just putting my life in the hands of whatever God was, that he would show me what was required, what I needed to do, just lead the way and I will follow. I'm searching. That went on for about 10 years until I came to the conclusion that if God is everything, pretty much that's pantheism. So I thought I was a pantheist for about a week. I guess I was a pantheist for about a week, and then I said, this is kind of ridiculous. It's the universe, and so we have a name for it, and God and matter are not the same thing. Material existence is material existence, and if that's what I'm calling God, then I might as well just say I'm an atheist.
Well, it seems to me that you can be a non-believer, but it's another step if you want to make a show and say you're an atheist and start to say these bitter things.
Well, why?
What have I said that's bitter?
Yeah, why do you think we're bitter?
Well, I mean, just the general tone I get from you is that you're actually mad or angry with God.
Gosh, we just
oh, my goodness! Is this a joke? Are you a Poe? Is this a Poe, or are you for real? Are you calling just to pull our legs, or is this a serious call? But atheists cannot hate God. That is like, it's a nonsensical statement. A person who does not believe in something cannot hate the thing that they don't believe exists. Is this a serious call?
This is a serious call.
Okay, so now wait a second. Do you understand that an atheist does not believe a God exists? Do you understand that? Do you understand that an atheist does not believe a God exists?
Yes, well, of course.
Okay, then do you understand? Okay, I'm not accusing you of being stupid. I just want to make sure we're clear on our definitions. If you understand I don't believe a God exists, how does the statement "I'm angry at God" make any sense at all?
Well, angry about religion, then, about
you.
This so-called institution you call it.
It is an institution. I mean, even if you believe God produced it, it's still an institution, right? I mean, it's institutionalized.
Well, you
sure.
said yourself that you felt some warmth when you went to church, that it just wasn't for you. But why do you have to make a show and say these things then?
Well, did you not hear the example of the homeopathic remedy? Did you hear what I just talked about? If not, I'm happy to repeat it. I mean, really, if you were on the phone and you were on hold and you weren't really hearing it, that's fine. I'm happy to give you the example again. But the point is, I said that there would even be people that don't believe in homeopathy that would write to you and say, well, some people are helped just because they feel better because of a placebo effect, so why are you bitching about homeopathy? But the fact is there's a lot of people harmed by homeopathy.
Well,
and
who does the church harm?
Who does the church harm?
Are you kidding?
We have, first of all, Christians in Nigeria who are killing their own children because God said to not suffer witches to live, and they believe their children are witches. We have Christians in Uganda who are passing laws they wanted to execute homosexuals as a crime, but now they've made it life in prison. We have Christians in Africa that are missioning and telling people in AIDS-ridden nations not to wear condoms. We have Christians here in Austin, Texas, who don't think that a woman should have a right to choose, that are down on women's rights. We have Christians across the U.S. who are trying to trample the rights of gays, who are trying to keep them from...
I personally find it a bit insulting for you to say that my church is bad people. They're good people at my church.
We didn't say...
When did I say that your church is bad people? You asked me to give you examples of the harm that religion causes, and I just listed some. You don't think
there are atheists who do bad things? I could tell you about them. How would that make you feel?
Wait a minute.
No.
You didn't ask me to provide examples of that. You asked me specifically for examples of the harm that religion causes. You asked for that, and I provided it. How is that offensive to you?
Well, I didn't do anything wrong to anyone. In fact, I think I'm a pretty
No,
good
no one said you
You didn't ask me
did.
to give you examples of wrong you've done. You asked me to give examples of harm that the church has caused, that religion has caused, and I provided those examples. How is that a problem?
Well...
Why should that offend you? Why did you even ask for examples if getting those examples was going to upset you?
All right, then. Well, I just... Why don't you just have someone like Dr. Craig on your show? Why do you always beat up on random people who call in? Why don't you have some actual theologians on your show?
No, stop. We're not beating up anybody.
I'm answering your question.
And listen, there are however many religious shows on public access television and network television. And there's this one atheist show here in Austin, Texas. Why should we give airtime to a professional apologist?
Because they're actually educated on the subject. So you might actually have a challenge. I think you guys are too scared to have the serious guys on.
None of us are professional atheists, whatever that would entail. Okay? We're inviting people to call and tell us what they believe, why they believe it, and why we should believe it too.
Right, but the other point, I want to just reiterate what Jen said earlier, because I want to make sure you heard this. There are hours and hours and hours of TV and radio and indoctrinal institutions around the globe going nonstop promoting religious indoctrination and religious belief. And I really think it's ridiculous to get upset at a 1-hour atheist amateur program that's put out weekly by an educational foundation here in Austin that's really just about putting out information on atheism. You think that 1 hour dedicated by a bunch of amateur atheists producers and cast and crew is really that intimidating to you?
It's not intimidating. It certainly bothers people.
It certainly bothers you.
Church.
It bothers you?
Yeah, but I mean, look at all the airtime you've got. I mean, for one billboard we put up in Austin, how many religious billboards do I pass every day?
No wonder we have more shows. We're about 99% of the country, really.
No, you're not.
There's, I think, what is it, like 80% religious, and not all of that is Christian, but it wouldn't matter. I don't care. The point is, you have all the airtime, all the radio time, and we have a 1-hour you know what it reminds me of? There's a parable, actually, in your Bible that reminds me of this. It's the one where they give the example of the guy who has like 100 sheep, and his neighbor has like one little pet sheep, and the guy with the 100 sheep goes and steals his neighbor's sheep and slaughters it. And it's like, wow, you couldn't really deal with like the guy having one sheep. That was like freaked you out that your neighbor had one sheep, even though you had 100. And it's like that's kind of what you're doing. You've got like all the airtime, all the TV time, all the money, all the resources. I mean, you've got people handing you 10% of the tithe. I mean, you've just got them coming in throwing their money at you. And yet this 1-hour show we have no budget, and it's like nothing. And we should have Christians on to promote Christianity, really. Does that seem reasonable to you, honestly?
If you want my honest opinion, I think you guys are scared to talk to talk to serious people about this. You'd
Are
rather
you serious?
Just beat up on some clueless guys and then
That call us, like the
pat each other on
callers,
the
right?
back.
Or the clueless ones.
No, we invite people to call and defend their beliefs.
Anybody can call us.
And anybody can call us. We're on the show every Sunday.
We let you
So,
call. I mean, feel free to, and we're letting you talk about whatever you want.
Yeah, any of these professional apologists are welcome to call at any time.
Consider
Well,
an
I guess
invitation.
I just want to say that I think a lot of the things you guys say are wrong.
Well, so
I would expect that from a
religion,
theist.
and I would just,
for example.
Pardon me?
For example.
Well, that there's no God, I guess, would be the start. If you're an atheist, then right off the bat, we've got a bit of a problem.
Well, yeah, but that's an easy problem to resolve because all it takes is a demonstration of a justification for your belief.
You use really big words when you talk. I'm sorry. It sounds a little...
Okay, I just want you to demonstrate to me that your belief in the existence of a God is justified.
Well, why do I believe in God? Well, there's evidence for God everywhere you look.
Like,
I mean,
as?
just on the news lately, we had a national tragedy. Someone got shot through the brain,
That's
and they
horrible.
survived that.
And wait a minute,
wait.
what? They got shot and they...
Representative Gifford
Right,
got shot
right.
through the brain.
Right.
The doctor said it was a miracle she even lived. She got shot
So
through the
you don't-
brain,
you
and
don't
she
think-
is still alive, and she looks like she will actually get back to normal.
What about the 9-year-old who died?
Yeah.
Well, you just look on the news, and the president said she's up in heaven, and you want to tell us you want to jumping in rain puddles, he said, and you want to tell people that it's just lights out when you die.
So the president decides who's in heaven?
Yeah.
He said she's jumping in rain puddles up there.
Did he see her? I mean, how does he know this?
Well, you want to tell us that it's just game over when you're dying?
No, I'm just asking how you
We're
know
asking
this.
how
What
you
is
know
the
this?
justification for claiming she's in heaven? And even if she is in heaven, is that a justification for someone shooting a little girl? Is that part of the miracle? Was that a 9-year-old got killed?
It's a miracle that Representative Gifford survived.
Right.
Imagine you got shot in the head.
So
Do you think
the
you'd have a good chance to live?
Right, the plan was about killing several people so that God could show his beneficence in making somebody go through rehab after getting brain damaged from a bullet through the brain. That's your miracle.
You don't think that's a miracle? If
I
someone
think it's
survived
an
a
extreme
gunshot to the head?
tragedy and that it's fortunate that not everybody was killed. But I don't think it's a miracle that somebody survived and is now having to go through rehab and she can barely, I don't even know if she can speak yet.
Yeah,
I mean,
her
this is
doctors don't know
somebody's
that.
But
brain
it's a
damage.
miracle she's even alive.
She's brain damaged
you-
and people are dead. And that's exactly what I would expect to happen at an event where somebody shoots into a crowd. I don't consider several people shot dead and one person brain damaged to be proof of God's miraculous powers.